You're not in the universe. The universe is in you. Have you ever looked up at the night sky, at that glittering canvas of a billion suns, and just felt tiny? We're told we're a speck in an impossibly huge universe, that the cosmos is out there and we are stuck in here. It's a feeling that's both majestic and, let's be honest, a little bit terrifying. But what if that feeling is completely wrong? What if the sense of being a tiny observer in a vast cosmos is a grand illusion, cooked up by your own mind? What if the universe isn't something you're in, but something that is in you? It sounds like science fiction, but the latest in neuroscience and ancient philosophy are converging on a wild idea. Your brain isn't just passively observing reality, it's actively creating it. And if that's true, it changes everything. Section 1. The Grand Illusion, Unpacking Out There. Our whole lives are built on one basic rule. The world we see, hear, and touch is real, objective, and separate from us. Space is the big empty box we move around in. Time is a river pushing us forward. They feel solid, real, and totally independent of our minds. But how can we be so sure? This isn't just a late-night dorm room question anymore. It's something neuroscientists are tackling right now. And what they're finding is radical. It turns out our brains aren't like a camera, just passively recording whatever is out there. No, your brain is a relentless storyteller, building your reality from the inside out. Neuroscientist Anil Seth famously calls our conscious experience a controlled hallucination. Now that doesn't mean nothing is real. The control part is key. Your brain makes predictions about the world and then uses your senses to check if it got them right. But the main takeaway is that your experience of reality is a construction, a best guess. We don't see the world as it is. We see the world as it's useful for us. So if our brain is building everything we experience, what about the very stage for all that experience? What about space and time? Section 2. The Architect of Your Cosmos, the Neuroscience of Reality. Let's start with space. You feel like you're sitting in a room looking at this screen. That feeling of being somewhere seems like the most basic thing in the world. But your brain has no space sensor. Instead, it builds your sense of space with its own internal toolkit. Deep inside your brain, you have a kind of neural GPS. This system uses special neurons like place cells, which fire when you're in a specific spot, and grid cells, which create a mental coordinate system for your environment. Together, they create a dynamic, personal map of the world. And this isn't some perfect, objective map. It's a living, fragile model. We see this dramatically in patients with certain types of brain damage, like a right parietal stroke. This can cause a condition called hemispatial neglect, where a person might completely ignore the left side of their own body or the left side of the world. It's not that their eyes are broken. It's that the part of their brain that constructs that half of their spatial reality is offline. Their experienced world has literally shrunk. It shows that our sense of space isn't absolute. It's a delicate creation of our own neural activity. And time? Same story. The brain has no single master clock. Your perception of time is a wild symphony conducted by different parts of your brain. Your cerebellum handles split-second timing for moving and talking, while your prefrontal cortex helps you guess how long things take. This is exactly why time seems to fly when you're having fun and drag on when you're bored. Your brain's construction of time is warped by your attention and emotions. On top of that, your brain pulls off an incredible magic trick. Information from your eyes, ears, and skin arrives at your brain at different speeds. So, your brain cleverly waits for all the data to get there, and only then does it construct your conscious moment of now. Your experience of the present is literally a story your brain tells you about the very recent past. So if your brain is building your sense of space and your sense of time from one moment to the next, then the universe you experience, this giant 3D world that seems to unfold moment by moment, isn't something you're just in. It's a neurological masterpiece being rendered in real time, inside your own mind. Section 3. Ancient Echoes, the Universe Within. This radical idea from neuroscience that our reality is a mental construction isn't actually new. For thousands of years, ancient philosophy has been pointing to the exact same conclusion. In the East, especially in the Vedantic school of Hindu philosophy, this is a core teaching. Vedanta says that our individual self, that feeling of being a separate me, called the jiva, is basically a case of mistaken identity. This feeling of being a limited person trapped in a body is considered an illusion, or maya. The fundamental truth, according to these ancient texts, is that our true self, our core consciousness, Atman, is identical to the ultimate reality of the entire cosmos, Brahman. The famous Upanishadic saying, Atman is Brahman, means the consciousness inside you is the same consciousness that is the source of everything. You're not a drop in the ocean, you are the entire ocean in a drop. And this isn't so different from Plato's allegory of the cave. He imagined prisoners in a cave who could only see shadows on a wall. To them, the shadows were reality. They had no idea there were real objects creating them. Plato was asking a question for the ages. What if our reality is just a shadow play on the walls of our own perception? These ancient thinkers didn't have fMRI machines, but through deep introspection, they came to a stunning conclusion. The separation we feel between me and the universe is a product of our own minds. Section 4. The synthesis. You are the locus of experience. So what happens when we blend these two powerful ideas, cutting-edge neuroscience and ancient wisdom? We get a breathtaking new picture. The brain, with its place cells and temporal tricks, isn't just a meat machine. It's the biological interface through which consciousness builds and experiences a reality. The universe that you perceive wasn't some pre-existing container you were just dropped into. It's a high-definition, interactive story being told by your neurons and experienced within your awareness. This brings us back to that mind-bending question. If space and time are constructs of your brain, where are you? The answer is both simple and profound. You are not a tiny body located at one point in a vast, empty space. You are the very field of awareness in which the entire experience of a body, of thoughts, and of a universe appears. The space you see out there is a quality of your consciousness. The time you feel passing is a rhythm of your consciousness. The world isn't outside of you. It is a grand, seamless projection arising within you. Thinkers like cognitive scientist Donald Hoffman take this even further. He suggests that consciousness itself is fundamental, and what we call the physical world, including space and time, is just a simplified user interface shaped by evolution to help us survive. The reality we see is like the icons on your computer desktop, useful fictions that hide the insane complexity of the code and electronics underneath. Conclusion. Let's go back to that feeling of being a tiny speck looking out into the cold, vast cosmos. From this new perspective, that feeling completely changes. The smallness comes from the illusion that you are separate from what you're looking at. But if the universe you experience is a projection happening within your own consciousness, then you are not an insignificant observer. You are the very center of your experiential universe. Your consciousness isn't just a passive witness to creation. It's the canvas on which your entire reality is painted. This doesn't mean you personally invented the sun and the stars, but it does mean you are the sole creator of the only universe you will ever actually know, the one you experience. The world isn't something that just happens to you. It's a profound, interactive experience happening through you and as you. So the next time you look up at the stars, ask yourself, are you just looking out into the universe? Or are you looking out into yourself? If you enjoy exploring these questions that bend the very fabric of reality, make sure you subscribe for more journeys to the edge of science, philosophy, and consciousness.